Hey everyone, welcome back to lesson 10. Let's dive in with our skills review. Say the sounds when I show you the card. Ong, ing, d. Remember that curve first. D, ch, x, ank, unk, sh, ang. Whisper W. O magic E, O. I magic E, I. U magic E, U. E magic E, E. A magic E, A. Ung, j, r, or th, u. Okay, we know a few sounds for this one. Y, or, I, or E. Good. I. T, a. E. G, j. C, S. Good. Oh, we're stuck here. There we go. Okay, 3 sounds for ED. ED can spell d, id, or t, depending on the letters before it. Good. Sh, or Awesome job reviewing our sounds. Now let's get ready to read some words together. All right, let's read some words together. Here we go. Chime. Chime. Good. Pay attention to that silent E on the end, making the I say I. All right, let's try another one. Crime. Crime. Good. All right, I'm going to get rid of 3 letters here and replace it with Y as a vowel. Remember, Y as a vowel at the end of a 1-syllable word makes the sound I. Let's look at it. Cry. Sorry, you have to read it like this. My Y is way up high. Cry. Cry. Good. Let's try another one. Shy. Shy. Try. Try. Good. Dry. Dry. All right, I'm going to get rid of my Y as a vowel and change it for a closed syllable. Our word now is drop. Drop. Good. And now I want to make this in the past. So I have to add suffix ed, but remember our rule, 1, 2, double I do. So I start at my vowel, I count 1, 2. I'm going to have to double that P. So I'm going to borrow my ending P sound here, and then add ed to the end. Now it says drop. Dropped. And I hear that t sound because p is a unvoiced sound, so it ends in the ed sound is going to be t, dropped. Woo! All right, good job reading all those review skills today. I'll see you in a minute for mystery sound. All right, I hope you grabbed something to write on and something to write with so we can play mystery sound. Okay, so our first sound today, we now know 2 ways to spell this sound. So I'm going to divide my board in half. Now I want you to really think about this because this is going to be a little tricky for us. The sound is D, D. Okay, so I know one way for sure, easy peasy. But there's another way that we learned at the end of a word if it's talking about something that happened in the past. Do you remember what it is? Okay, so let's see if you got it. D can spell D, but also ED can spell D at the end of a word sometimes. And that's tricky for us, but we have to remember we can spell D with D or ed if it's in the past tense at the end of a word as a suffix. Okay, let's get ready for one more. Our next sound, there's one way to spell this sound. The sound is t. This often gets confused with the other sound that I just shared, which was d, d. You feel that one a little bit more in the roof of your mouth, and this one, t, t. You feel some air coming through. T. This one is T. Good, awesome job. All right, let's try one more. See if we can get this one. The sound is th. It can also be all right, let's see if you know it. Did you write TH? Good. I feel like this is a very hard sound to hear through a video. So if you didn't get it right, I totally understand. TH or awesome job. All right, let's get ready for our new skill today. All right, welcome back to our new skill for lesson 10. Our skill today is AR. Oh, I love this group of skills that we're about to learn. They're called Bossy R's or vowel R. And when a vowel is with the letter R, it changes its sound. When A is with R, it makes the sound R, like a pirate. R. Everyone say R. Awesome. Our clue word for ARR is star. Star. We don't read this word staver. What? That doesn't even make sense. Star. Awesome. Let's get ready to read some words together. Look at our first word. Remember, these two letters together say R. What's this word? Art. Awesome. Art. Card. Card. Yes. All right. See if you can read this next one. Charm. Charm. I love it. Great reading. You got these bossy R's down already. All right, ready? Look at this first letter. It starts with a C curve. D. Dark. Good reading. Okay, see if you can read this last one by yourself because I love this word because it describes you. All right, you ready? What's this word? Smart. You are so smart getting those bossy R sounds mastered. Look at you go, smarty. All right, good job reading those AR words. Let's get ready to spell some bossy AR words together. Grab something to write on and something to write with. If you're finding this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and download the companion practice book linked in the description below. Let's keep reading. All right, super speller, are you ready to spell some words with me? Let's do it. When we hear the sound R, we're going to tap it as one sound, even though we know two letters work together to spell that sound. So R gets one tap because it's one sound, even though two letters work together to spell it. So let's go ahead and start with the word star. We already saw that word once. Let's finger stretch it. R. So three sounds here. R, but we know two letters are going to spell this R sound. The first sound I heard was S. What letter spells that? S. The next sound is T. What letter spells that? T. Okay. Next is R. Two letters to spell R. What are they? A-R. A-R. S-T-A-R, star. You're a star. Okay, our next word is shark. Shark. Okay, there's going to be a little trickiness at the end. We'll stop and talk about it. Let's finger stretch it together. Sh, R, k. Okay, three sounds, but ooh, two letters are going to spell sh. And 2 letters are going to spell R. Woo, okay, here we go. Shh. What letters? S, H, R. What letters? A, R. Okay, and then I hear K at the end. Normally, at the end of a word, we would use CK to spell that, but that's only when it's a short closed vowel. And this is not a short closed vowel, it's a bossy R. So we're just going to spell it with K. S-H-A-R-K, shark. Awesome. Okay, let's get ready for our next word. You're going to spell this one on your own. You ready for it? All right, here we go. It is farm. Say that word. Farm. Stretch it. R. Okay, write it, but don't peek at my board. I'm going to write it too. Okay, how did you spell it? I spelled it F-A-R-M. Is that how you spelled it? Oh, great work. Okay. Last one. You're going to do this one by yourself too. Are you ready? The word is hard. Say it. Hard. Stretch it and write it. I'm going to write it also. Don't cheat. All right. How did you spell it? I spelled it H-A-R-D. Was that hard? Nah, it was easy peasy. H-A-R-D, hard. Thanks for your hard work. I'll see you for our high frequency words and our sentence in just a minute. All right, as always, we're going to review our high frequency words that we've learned in the past and just kind of go through them real quick to make sure we're still remembering them. Read them with me. Our first word, bend. Good, read them to me. Into. Do. See. Number. People. Find. Do you remember this one? Work. Day. May. Called. Who. Down. Way. Other. Right. Come. More. Water. Little. Now, good job with your high frequency words. Let's take a look at our 2 new words for today. These words have a little bit of something to memorize, but also have a rule. So they're not totally irregular, but it is kind of irregular when we see it for the first few times. So this first word is give. Now I see a silent E on the end here, which would make the I say its name, which that's a little bit tricky. And the G is not saying J like it does with I in other words. So when we have V at the end of a word in English, just like we don't end words with J, we don't end words with V. That's why there's an E here to support that V. It does not work as a magic E in this word. So this word is give. Say it, give. Let's tap it and spell it. Ready? G-I-V-E, give. Do it again with me. G-I-V-E, give. One more time. G-I-V-E, give. Good. All right. Same thing with this one. We've got that same pattern. We've got the E on the end, but it's not working with this I. Now, this is a very tricky word because it can actually be said 2 different ways. In this word, I'm kind of thinking of it as live, but it also can represent the word live, like I'm going to a live performance later. So we have to really think of the context when we read it to decide if it's live or live. In this case, we're going to read it as live, knowing that that E is not working with the I to make a magic E long I spelling. Whoa, that was a lot of things to say. Okay, anyway, L-I-V-E, live. Tap it with me. L-I-V-E, live. Again, L-I-V-E, live. One more time. L-I-V-E, live. And remember, it can also spell live depending on how we're using the word. All right, let's get ready to write our sentence today. All right, are you ready to write our sentence with ARR words? Here it is. In art, I make a card with a star. Say that with me. In art, I make a card with a star. Let's start writing it. In, capital I to start our sentence, as always. In art. Art. What letters spell R? A-R. And then T. In art, A-R-T, I, capital I when it's by itself, because we're talking about ourselves, I make, ooh, a silent E word. A, K, with a K, silent E. Because of that silent E, if I put a C there, it would say S, M-A-K-E. I make a card, K-ard. We're going to use C because the next letter is A, and C goes with A when we're spelling the K sound. K, R, A-R, right? D, D. I make a card with, you can write that one, W-I-T-H, a star, st-r. Let's see if you can write that one. Did you spell it S-T-A-R? Good. Let's put something at the end. What do we need? A period. All right. Check your sentence. In art, I make a card with a star. Good job. All right. I'll see you next time for lesson 11.